All right, everyone. Welcome back. I am Serena, and I'm so glad you've joined me today. So, before we dive into today's chaos, we're going to start by playing the now viral GB News clip. The one where comedian Archie Manners casually strolls into the studio and ends up embarrassing Patrick and Jane so thoroughly that you can almost feel the awkward tension through the screen. So let me roll the clip first. Let you see their little performance for yourselves, and then we're going to get into the breakdown, because this moment right here, this was a masterclass in exposing fake outrage and manufactured Meghan hate, masquerading as news commentary.
Don't talk about her, she won't annoy you. And it's like, everyone who talks about her has never met her. And it's like, I don't know why any of you care.
Well, she keeps doing TV shows. So
well, don't watch them then. Lots of you do TV shows. Lots of people don't watch that either. They get wound up. Just, change channel. There's lots of other options out there, guys.
Yeah, but don't always want it.
It's a self-perpetuating thing. The reason she gets commissions is because people like us talk about it because we get wound up by it. So it's fine.
But I think that the reason that we talk about her is because she's so jolly annoying.
No, you talk about her because it gets clicks and views and the public are nosy and interested.
No, honestly, I think she's really annoying.
Well, but fine. There's lots of things that's annoying. I ignore them. I find mosquitoes annoying. I don't live anywhere where they are.
I was looking in the Daily Mail today when I was with my mum in hospital.
Pro-Meghan truth.
Page 3, I come to Meghan.
Page 3, is it? Page 3 good?
I go straight on and I find something far more interesting. An Aldi meat
Oh, it looks nice, that pie.
Go and buy the pie.
That looks a hell of a lot better than that stuff that on her video.
Anna, the great joy of a newspaper is if you're not interested in an article, you turn the page. I can teach you how to do it. It's amazing.
Okay, so you've seen the clip. Now let's talk, because what we just watched was Archie Manners basically turning into a human mirror and making these two full-time Meghan Sussex complainers come face-to-face with their own obsession. Patrick opens the whole thing with this dramatic moan of, well, she keeps doing TV shows, as if Meghan is climbing through his window at night and forcing him to watch Netflix at gunpoint. Sir, she's a public figure. Creating content is literally part of her job. You're the one choosing to sit there, glued to your screen, consuming every single thing she produces like it's a duty you swore an oath to uphold. And that's what makes Archie's comeback so delicious. He just calmly looks at Patrick and says, well, don't watch them then. No yelling, no snarky tone, just pure, simple logic that Patrick apparently hasn't encountered in years. And then comes the best line, the one that had me clutching my imaginary pearls, when Archie adds, you do TV shows? Lots of people don't watch that either. I mean, hello? That is a level of shade so classy and so casual that Patrick didn't even realize he'd been verbally folded like laundry. Archie basically reminded him that he himself produces content that nobody is forcing anyone to watch, yet here he is acting like Meghan's Christmas special is some kind of threat to national security. But let's move on, because Jane tries to jump into the conversation with the weakest argument you will ever hear on television. She proudly confesses that she opened the Daily Mail while visiting her mum in the hospital, saw Meghan on page 3, and chose to skip it for an Aldi meat pie. And she told that story as if it proves anything other than the fact that she's deeply unserious. You could almost see Archie thinking, why are you telling me this? But again, he handles it with grace, pointing out the obvious, that if you don't like an article, you turn the page. Simple. Done. Resolved. The end. And then he delivered the most polite insult of the entire segment. I can teach you how to do it. That right there was comedy gold. 0 effort, maximum impact. But this brings me to the heart of the entire situation. These people, Patrick, Jane, the GB News crowd, the tabloids, the derangers online, they all insist they don't like Meghan. They swear she annoys them. They repeat it like it's a personality trait they've built a lifestyle around. But here's the truth Archie exposed so effectively. If they actually disliked her, they wouldn't be consuming everything she puts out. You don't watch every one of someone's shows, read every article, re-watch their trailers, stalk their photos, react to their content, analyze their voice tone, study their body language, argue about their Christmas decor choices, and then claim you don't care. This isn't annoyance. This is obsession with Wi-Fi. Archie hit them with the real reason behind their constant Meghan commentary when he said, "You talk about her because it gets clicks and views. That's it. That's the whole formula." Meghan is their cash cow, their SEO jackpot, their algorithm whisperer, their engagement queen. They can pretend it's outrage, but in reality they know Meghan Sussex pays their bills better than their actual journalism ever could. And that's why they can't stop. They won't stop. They need her. She is their content pipeline. Let's talk about the Christmas special, because that's what triggered this whole meltdown in the first place. You'd think Meghan hijacked Santa's sleigh and declared war on the North Pole, based on how dramatic they're acting. Meanwhile, the rest of the world saw a wholesome holiday series. Warm lights, baking, decorations, a cozy vibe. Who watches a Christmas special and comes away furious? Only people whose entire identity revolves around finding reasons to be mad at Meghan. The funniest part is that they could simply not watch. Skip it. Ignore it. Turn the page, just like Archie said. But they won't, because they can't. To them, Meghan isn't a person. She's a business model. She's their headline generator, their outrage fuel, their consistent source of daily content. When they say she's annoying, what they're really saying is, she exists outside the cage we tried to trap her in, and it bothers us. And let's be honest here, because you and I both know the part they will never say out loud. The real reason they hate Meghan is not because she's annoying. That's just the lazy excuse they give when the cameras are rolling. The truth is that she's biracial, confident, beautiful, articulate, kind, successful, and adored by global audiences. She married Prince Harry, the prince they always assumed would stay trapped in the institution forever, and he chose to put her well-being above the royal machine. And then what happened? They left. They built a life. They moved on. They found success outside the British tabloids. And that absolutely enrages the people who predicted, prayed, and publicly declared that Meghan would fail. So the annoying argument collapses every time someone asks them to explain what exactly she did to annoy them. Because they never have an answer. It's always vague, always emotional, always rooted in resentment, not facts. They don't actually hate anything she's done. They just hate who she is, what she represents, and the fact that she refuses to crumble under their harassment. And this is why Archie Manners' appearance was such a moment of justice. He didn't insult them. He didn't engage in the usual GB News back-and-forth screaming match. He didn't even raise his voice. He simply applied logic, which is apparently a foreign concept in that studio. He pointed out that they have the power to ignore her. They have the ability to live their lives without obsessing over her. They have the option to focus on something else, but they choose not to. And the moment he forced them to confront that, you could practically see their arguments fall apart in real time. Archie made them explain themselves, and they couldn't. Not one specific criticism, not one articulate point, not one logical reason for their obsession. Just this tired, "she's annoying," which is the adult equivalent of sticking your tongue out and calling someone a name because you have nothing intelligent to say. The bigger picture here is that Meghan isn't the problem. The people who pretend to hate her while secretly depending on her are. If you truly don't care about someone, you move on. You don't spend 7 years dissecting their every move. You don't turn them into your daily talking point. You don't build entire careers off their name. Patrick and Jane aren't just uninterested viewers. They're superfans in denial. They watch everything. They react to everything. They rant about everything. They edit her clips, repost her photos, respond to her interviews, and chase every story involving her. That's not hate. That's loyalty disguised as outrage. And that's why this clip of Archie Manners will go down as one of those rare moments where someone walked into GB News and said what the entire world has been saying for years. If you don't like Meghan, stop talking about her. Stop watching her. Stop pretending you're the victim of her existence. Because at the end of the day, Meghan is living her life, thriving in California, raising her kids, launching successful projects, and enjoying her holidays, while her so-called haters sit on national TV ranting about her baking a cookie. Archie didn't just embarrass them, he exposed the entire business model. He revealed the truth they all know, but will never admit. Meghan Sussex is their most consistent, reliable, revenue-generating storyline. She funds their segments, fuels their views, and keeps their content relevant. They need her far more than she will ever need them. And that's why watching them get humbled so effortlessly was so satisfying. Archie swept the floor with them, using nothing but common sense and charm. He didn't need to shout. He didn't need to argue. He just had to hold up a mirror and say, "Look at yourselves." And what did we see? Two people who claim to dislike Meghan while simultaneously building their entire careers around discussing her. So thank you, Archie Manners, for doing what so many people have wanted to do for years. Tell these folks the truth right to their faces. They're not annoyed. They're not victims. They're not analysts. They are, in the truest, most hilarious sense, Meghan Sussex's biggest fans.
Hi there, my name is Given, a huge fan of Harry and Meghan. I hope you enjoyed Selena's presentation. For our subscribers, thank you so much for your support, and if you haven't subscribed yet, kindly remember to do so. Have a nice time and see you in the next one. Bye.